What's up, everybody, and welcome back. It's the NBA Fanatic Johnny P bringing you another video, and I've got to admit, it's been slow. It's the off season. Basketball starts next month. I am bored out of my mind because there's no news going on. So I was trying to think of video ideas. It's been a busy week. There's nothing around, so I was just looking at draft classes just for fun, right? And let's be honest, my two favorite draft classes are the 1984 draft and the 2003 draft. And I was like, what if I took the top 5 from 1984 against the top 5 from 2003? But then that wasn't as much fun. So I was like, why don't I just handpick 5 players from 84 and handpick 5 players from 2003 and pit them up against each other, 5 on 5. Just for fun, throw some fun players in there, let's see what happens, right? It was actually a lot of fun to kind of pick it out and put it together. So this is kind of what I got. So for the 1984 draft class, my starting point guard is actually the number 16th pick, is John Stockton. He is the NBA's all-time leader in assists, and I believe also in steals. You know who he is. He played with the mailman down in Utah. Played for the Jazz. It's John Stockton, right? As shooting guard, we have the number 3 pick in that draft, who is the greatest of all time, Michael Jordan. How can you go wrong with MJ, right? He could play any team that he's on, he's going to be a natural winner, natural leader. He's the greatest of all time. At small forward, I have the 5th pick, Charles Barkley, Hall of Famer, right? We all know who Charles Barkley is. I believe Philadelphia drafted him that year. Whatever. Needs no introductions, Charles Barkley. Just for fun, at power forward, I have the number 4 pick, Sam Perkins, just because he played in the league for like 18 years. I mean, he's been around forever. The guy was in there for like a couple decades. And at center, I have the number 1 pick, my man, Hakeem Olajuwon, who also Hall of Famer, NBA champion, can't go wrong there. Now, that's a good 1984 team. It's a fun 1984 team. Who did I pit them against, right? So in 2003, the draft class, my point guard was hands down the greatest point guard to ever play the game, the 47th pick, Mo Williams. And you all know how much I love Mo. Mo, if you're watching this, you are my man, dude. Mo Williams, best point guard in history, hands down, no question. Don't ask me about it. Mo Williams, right? At my shooting guard, I have number 5, well, the 5th pick of the draft, out of Marquette, Dwayne Wade, right? We're talking about a future Hall of Famer, a multiple NBA champion. He's the man. At small forward, I have the number 1 pick, LeBron James, who, realistically speaking, he could potentially grab the greatest of all time spot. I don't think it's going to happen, but he's at least going to be 1, 2, or 3 on that list by the time he's done. And I actually read a stat that at the end of this upcoming season, he is, I want to say, number 25 on the all-time scoring list. I understand that depending on how many games he plays and how many points he averages, so if he plays roughly 70 games and averages roughly 25 points a game, he could potentially get down to about the 15th spot on the list just this upcoming season. Anywhere in that range, give or take a couple places. That's really cool. So my man LeBron James is at my small forward spot. At power forward, I put Carmelo Anthony. He was the number 3 pick in that draft. And I put him in there because he's an offensive juggernaut. So while LeBron could worry more about defending on the other end, Carmelo could score on the offensive end. And as my center, I have professional velociraptor Chris Bosh. It's hard to bet against Chris Bosh, multiple time All-Star, multiple time NBA champion, yada yada yada. He's a good player, right? So if you look at the one-on-one matchups, if they were to play 5 on 5, John Stockton versus my man Mo Williams. As much as I love Mo Williams, being completely honest with you, John Stockton, I'll give him the nod there. So 1984 draft class gets a point. If you had Michael Jordan versus Dwayne Wade, that's a great matchup. I'm not going to lie. I would like to see that matchup happen, but I'll take Jordan every time, right? So there's another point for 1984. So they're up 2-0. Now you go into the small forward spot. Honestly, it doesn't matter who you line LeBron up with. LeBron's gonna win every time. LeBron's the man. Giving a point to 2003. So, and the next one we have Perkins versus Melo, right? Let's be honest. I'm gonna give the points to Carmelo Anthony, just because. And then on the last one, so you're talking. There's 2 points for 1984, 2 points for 2003. It always comes down to Hakeem Olajuwon versus Chris Bosh. And who did I give the points to? Drumroll, Olajuwon. Got to give it to Olajuwon, right? He is arguably a top 10 player in the league. Some lists put him slightly lower than that, but whatever, right? Hall of Famer. If they were going to go 5-on-5, 1984 is going to end up beating 2003. That would be a game that I would love to see. Let me know. Am I missing some players? Did I have too much fun with this? What do you think? What is the best draft class in NBA history? There's some other good ones aside from this, and we might talk about that in future videos. But until then, it was great seeing you. Thanks for hanging around. We'll catch you next video. Bye-bye.